Of the day today, and of course in a dazzling event held in India this past Saturday, Anicia Gaothusi joined other beauties from 108 countries to participate in the Miss World competition, out of which 40 contestants were selected for the grand finale. Now in this competition, Gaothusi secured a top 40 finish at the 72nd Miss World grand finale in India. Now as we welcome her from the global stage, I'm joined here in studio by Miss World Botswana 2025 Anicia Gaothusi and Miss Botswana National Director Benjamin Raletsatsi. They share with us the experience, lessons learned, and of course future plans. Lady and gent, welcome to the Daybreak.
Hello, how are you?
Thank you.
I'm doing all right, and of course, once again, congratulations. We take this as a great milestone, and of course, congratulations once again. Now, let's start with you. Yes, let's talk about your experience getting to the global stage. Really, how has it been like? And of course, if you can just take us through those highlights, the moments that you believe have shaped you to be who you are as you come back now.
It has been an incredible journey. I don't want to lie, I loved every bit of it. Every day I made sure to enjoy, to interact, and to really learn a bit from the girls, because, I mean, meeting 108 girls from all over the world is a once-in-a-life opportunity. And also you're meeting girls with a purpose, people with the same purpose I had of making a difference in the world. So it's quite incredible what other young ladies are doing on their side of the world. And it's so impactful because now I learned that there's so much more to the world. There's so much more impact you can do as a young lady. And my interactions really make sure that once in a while I make sure to go into each and every community and see what the actual problem is. As much as we have a certain Beauty with a Purpose project, we have to learn so much more about the purpose you serve. And meeting these ladies, oh, gorgeous, gorgeous women with different purposes, but the same mandate, making sure that your purpose reaches to the world. And I think that's what I've learned so far in my Miss World journey. But my biggest highlights were really visiting the different places in Telangana. That was lovely. It was an incredible opportunity for me to learn so much more. But my specific highlight was going to AIG Hospital. It's a hospital that had so much growth in the technological part, and I hope that it reaches us as soon as it can, because it has so much impact in the country that in terms of student learning practicals, it is incredible that most students go there. And I'm hoping that as I learn, I'm also going to teach as much more to my community, that there's so much more into the health sector than just really having medicine. There's also really empowering young medical people to actually go and learn more about technology. But as much as I have said, I really enjoyed my journey. I really hope that the representation I've had throughout the journey was really just for Botswana.
Most definitely, yeah. It surely was, and of course we are indeed proud of you for the work that you have done there. Yes, you made us proud. And now, let's talk about from the organizational perspective now. How do you reflect on Anicia's performance? What has this done for the organization? How has this also been as a performance for Botswana? How do you reflect on that?
From an organizational perspective, remember, we've been very, very clear about two things. We've been clear about that, you know, we're empowering. We want to see the young girl who now comes, the young woman who goes to represent us, become bigger and become, you know, represent us and show what we're made of as a country. That's one. Secondly, we've also said beyond the person who's representing us, it's about showcasing us as a country and understanding the bigger purpose that we're in. We're the purpose of serving, but we're in the purpose of saying the world, see us, Rele Botswana, you know, enjoy what we're about to offer, our beautiful women, our beautiful diamonds, and everything else that is beautiful about this country. I think as an organization, we've, Ms. Anicia has elevated that purpose.
Most definitely, yes. Most definitely she has. Now, I want to come back to you, Anicia. Let's talk about, I know earlier we spoke about your highlights now, your experiences there. Now, let's talk about insights now, like those things that you laid eyes on and you said, if this could actually happen in Botswana and we could take it to Botswana, this is something that could bring a transformation to our people, to our communities. Earlier on, you mentioned technology being used so well in hospitals, but I want you to give us more on that. It might not be the only thing that you saw this. I don't want to limit you, put you in a box right there. So what are those things? Yeah.
almost said Telangana Zarurana. We were there every time you say Telangana, it's Zarurana. So Hyderabad was an incredible city where we got an opportunity not just learn about how much equipment can we use to teach and to elaborate more on students about technology, but there was more into it. We went to so many different institutes, from the police services where they have cameras everywhere. I mean, our police institutes also have cameras everywhere, but they have control over their cities in such an incredible way that even our security was incredible. They had more women in the security than I could. Like everywhere there was a woman by security to make sure that we felt so secure. So one of the things that I wish I could pick up, as much as we have women and we're empowering women, there's more empowerment that could go so far. There was one more thing that I learned from that is the amount of talent and the amount of empowerment they give into, the amount they push into every talent that's there. So everything was a talent, everything was a job, to a point where even to them, pageantry is a full-time job, artistry is a full-time job. And I think once we invest in certain things like this, we as a country, we develop more. When I'm talking about artistry, I remember that Mr. Ben is always talking about the beauty industry and how it's such a big industry, and once we invest into it, there's no going back. When we invest into beauty, you're not just investing into me per se, you're investing into the diamond industry, you're investing into the cosmetic industry, you're investing into the clothing, the designer industry, you're investing into so much, because that's where the beauty industry is about, and it goes even more into, you know, making it as a full-time and proper job. So it is a full-time job for so many more countries, that I believe that if Botswana, if we learned that there's so much more into the beauty industry than we think, it could take us a way more.
Most definitely. Of course, from what she's saying, we're talking about diversification right now of our economy. We want to take it somewhere. And it brings us to my next question to you, Rara Letsatsi. We're talking how you have interest in Botswana hosting Miss World. Let's talk about that, because she's bringing in that aspect of diversification, how beauty can actually bring some growth to our economy. What are those things you would think we need to put in place, some groundwork we need to get our hands onto, to make that dream a reality? What do you think needs to be done there?
Of course, you know, one of the things that we set ourselves, and I think we did set it out in our strategy, calling it 3+1, where we said we will host Miss Botswana very well. On the +1, we will host Miss World. The dream still remains. The dream still remains. It's up to us as a country to take it, because I think it's out there, because the world recognizes the work that we do. But that dream goes beyond just wanting to host Miss World. That dream goes to exactly what Anicia is talking about, that in the world, the beauty and aesthetics and its related field, it's a big, big industry. It's actually 10 times bigger than diamonds, which are a factor that play. Actually, diamonds are a subsector to the beauty sector, especially that we sell gem diamonds. So our thing is that one of the big challenges that we face as a country is the 400,000 or so young people that are unemployed, graduates. But we are in a country that has the ingredients, the opportunity, the diamonds, the beautiful women, the beautiful environment, the beautiful delta, everything about us shows that there's an opportunity. So as an organization, as a people that are in this business, we've realized that opportunity to say this is an opportunity that can create wealth and opportunity and jobs for our people. We just need to take it to the next level. And as what you've seen from us as an organization, and thanks to the Department of Broadcasting Services for recognizing that, thanks to our partners like Lucara, VW and others, you've seen that we are not just a temporary setup. We are a full-on setup which employs all these about over 20 young people that work for the team Miss Botswana, and we want to continue with this legacy. And hosting Miss World, I can tell you, will create 1,000 jobs, 1,000 permanent jobs, and those will be perpetual, because Miss World also shines the light on the host country. What it does, it increases tourism, increases all the sales of every other product that we are talking about in the beauty sector. So the ambition is still there from the team Miss Botswana.
Most definitely. And it sounds quite doable and, of course, something worth pursuing because we're speaking of diversification. And it, of course, is one of our worries that our economy needs to be diversified, right? Okay, he mentioned diamonds there, and it reminded me, of course, you are that diamond representing us, Botswana. So let's talk about that. We've seen how diamonds have transformed the lives of Botswana. Now, you, Anicia, now post Miss World, the 72nd, what are you going to be doing? What are you going to be doing in our communities? What are you going to do to ensure that we still continue to have developments taking place from your vision, lights, or whatever you have in mind?
Yeah. I think as soon as the whole night of the 7-second finals came in, I knew that my journey is going to be more than just a, now a pageant girl. I'm going to be going deep into the Lights Foundation now. I mean, Mr. Ben, the team have allowed me to be myself with this project. They've allowed me to do whatever it is. It's the first of its kind in the medical field, and I'm very thankful for that opportunity to really take it far, and now it's allowing me to do it individually. I think that's where now the challenges for me come in to say, this is my time to shine my light and my purpose. So I'm going to go far with it. I'm going to go to different communities. I'm going to go to different schools and really push it, because the whole mandate or the whole goal for the Lights Foundation is to make sure that every child in every community has a first aid saver in their surrounding. So by the end of a few years, hopefully the curriculum will have the first aid training system. The communities will have first aid training programs there, and many more, because every community has a different challenge. And going so far, I've learned so much from a different African girl, so I'll be traveling a lot and making sure that I initiate the same Lights Foundation in different communities. I remember the few prime ministers did call me to say, your project is quite amazing, would love to have you this, and would love to see how far you can go. And I'm hoping to really work with so many different African girls, so many different girls that I've met from different continents, and really just push it as much as I could, and just continue to connect and unite as much as I would love to say that I am an anchor of unity, and I would love to continue to unite as much as we can. It calls for growth, it calls for more than just growth, also for development in certain ways. So I'm definitely moving on with my Lights Foundation. That's the one thing that I'm really looking forward to. Yeah.
And we're looking forward to supporting you and seeing the work being done.
Thank
and
you so
seeing
much.
Botswana, lives being transformed, of course. Let's talk about what's next. Now, she knows what's next for herself, but let's speak Miss Botswana now. What's next for Miss Botswana? And also, I want to hear from your perspective as well. Projects such as these that Anicia is planning and quite intentional about. What has been your experience with them? What has been the feedback with them? What have you seen happening in our communities with regards to such projects?
Okay. No. With us, I think we are continuing the path. I think we are happy about the path that we're taking. What's next is that in the following year, Botswana turns 60. Yeah. We are going to rename it. We're naming it Beautiful Botswana at 60. The Beautiful Botswana at 60, we want to continue to drive the beauty sector and say, let me put this in perspective. The global diamond industry is a $90 billion industry, 90 billion, and Botswana takes a substantial benefit of it. The global beauty industry is a $900 billion industry. We're saying one of our key drives going forward is to drive Botswana into the beauty sector, to make beauty and the related industries to be one of the main sectors, because that sector does not slow down. Because people, as much as people want to eat, stay healthy, people want to be beautiful. And we want to contribute to that sector, and because we believe as a sector, we are such a key sector that's going to grow this economy, that's going to grow the sales of diamonds and related, that's going to grow the job creation. But further than that, we are looking at what former Miss Botswanas are doing, the future Miss Botswanas. They are doing so much community work in there, making a difference in the lives of the communities that they serve. But beyond that, they become leaders themselves. Honorable Chombo is an example. Anicia Gaothusi is an example. You go back, Palasamule is an example. You go back. So what we've also done is that we're introducing in the next few months the work that we do in pageantry and related and beauty, we're introducing as a certificable. I don't know the word, but we are introducing it as a certificate where once they go through that process, they are certified as being a leader and being a developer of their communities. That shows the growth that we want to do around the beauty and aesthetics. So that's our next steps. Yeah.
Most definitely. Well, sounds great. Thank you so much for your time. Unfortunately, we're out of time. We were looking forward to hearing more from your experiences, but so far we've got the gist of it. Thank you so much, and thank you for the work that you have done, especially in fostering the spirit of servitude in our nation and in the young people here in Botswana. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Most definitely. Right, that was Anicia Gaothusi and of course Benjamin Ralisatsi. We're talking about the experience in the global stage of Miss World, the 72nd thereof, and what that has done for Anicia and what that has done for Botswana. We continue to be proud and we're looking forward. Zola weekend.
What we want to see is cluster development. We want to see deliberate supply chain development.